Support of these kids is made possible.
Well, we'll start with I just completed this Hyper 3D and called it that. Yeah, start the next one, which is not a Hyper 3D. So we'll kill that. There we go. And now two. It's pretty much the same shot, except it's not these guys, because we're done with those. It's a previous image. That's a Hyper 3D. I got my choice. I got my this one. I got my that one. That's still Hyper 3D, and I need the one in between. What I'm going to do is try to find, of the 5 shots that I took, the center pair that are the best to represent, which are only about the pupil size apart. So here, we know this guy's in the middle. We're leaving him on the bottom. We know that there's some space right here between here, so like right here and right here, we can tell which way it is because we know that this eye sees more that way in that corner, and this eye sees less over in that corner because it's over here. Okay, now we have a temporary 3D shot. I cross my eyes and tell that, yeah, it's a Hyper 3D. And close things are close and far things are far, and that's what's important to know right now. And we'll take this other guy, just because that's far that way and that's far that way and this is in the middle, to get the pair, the close pair, most of that. And you need to move it like that, and I press my eyes and check. It looks like there's something wrong with the CD cases over here. Let's see if we can move that over here and not get that weird glare. Actually, it's more, isn't it? Glare. But I do believe it's less of an anomaly. And it was crap about the same because right here, this little circle up here on the top, it's about it indicates how close they are in framing. I think the framing is pretty tight on that one. And I may have just come down to an arbitrary decision. Well, I like the face better on the right one or the left one. Well, definitely more light on the face. I'd have to say let's go with the pair of 12 and 13. And those are going to be our pair. Just leave the other one up in the back. Now once I have it, I already got the name. Right, there's the name. I'll control copy. That one's a copy. Right, most people you go edit copy. I was going to do with edit copying that though. Sometimes they're on the directory page and they can screw things up. But you're going to use it in a directory page, and I'll show you how in just a second. Okay, now we have we selected the images that we were going to use. Got the name right. Sometimes I get up to this point I have to type the name because I forgot to type it so earlier. Now I'm going to create my template, which is 1280 by 480. Stereo optical, that's what I called it here in the templates. Usually you have like buffers, but I clicked on templates, and there's a template I custom created, 1280 by 480, and I'm going to go over here and actually Control V and paste that sign in, and here's the name of the file. Oops, it's not quite right. Look at that. This is 13 and that's 12, so let's call it 12. Just in case. Yeah, that's what I forgot to do. Next time I'll get it right. Alright. Got all that? That's correct. Okay, save it. Comes up the window that we're going to paste into. This is easy. Control A, Control C. I like to put in Control Z just to tell it to forget whatever I was doing in case it wants to ask me, do I want to save changes later? Because usually that's no. Okay, I'm going to paste it in here. There's Control V. Move that on over. Now, I don't have to get it straight up here around the corners because what I'm going to do is I'm going to view the scroll bars. Get the scroll bars on now. I can say, down here, I can say Control V. No, Control plus next to this backspace. Or Control equals on most keyboards, but it works out to Control plus. Okay, I'm going to need that 4 times. Now I'm looking at a close-up of the image. I'm going to block that right up in the corner, all perfect like. Well, now you can start. I just started with the right one. You can start with the left one. It doesn't matter. But what you do want to do is make sure that this ant line, the ants go marching on all the way around the bottom. That tells you that you got it centered correctly. Okay, I'm going to move it over here. And about it's asking me, do you want to anchor it here? Well, I'm going to anchor it actually after I pick the top one here. So now we're in this frame. I'm going to say Control All. There's a ants line. There's a Control C. And just to get rid of the nth line, I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. But now I'm down here on the new page, and I'm going to put in. So first I'm going to anchor it where I think it's going to go about right, and hopefully sometimes I can get pretty accurate. No, I'm way off this time. A little high and a little wide. Alright, okay, now that is centered up, but I can check that there's no white line here. All the images go to the edge. I got it on the top of the bottom. Well, we're not quite done yet. Sometimes you are. Man, if you get lucky, you are. What I like to do here at this point is I'm going to say, let's take this spot right here. Where I know that that's the end of this shelf and that's the end of that shelf, because I like it's a diagonal line. And we're going to call that right down here like that. So that's where the end of that shelf starts, and that's where the end of it. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to adjust that image up and down. Hey, pretty close. I was like one off. I don't even think I was one off. Let's try it. So now I can also see that there's this little bit of line right there. See if I can get just a little bit of that. Nope. No, I think it was dead on to start with. Okay, well, even then, you got to learn how to line those guys. Just a little bit of green coming out. How come it's not green coming out there? Okay, let's look behind her here. Right there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and now we'll center the image over there. Or alternatively, if we had some space, like a lot of space, this one seemed to line up just right. Then I would find the space that has like a long stripe of white right here, and I would pick all, you know, and then I'm gonna crop that down to the whole image there. But I'm not doing that, so we'll get rid of that. Control Z is your friend. If you mess up, you can go back, Control Z. If I wanted to go back right now, I said, oh, I forgot, I need to move it just a little bit. I Control Z back into, and then when I select, that's the anchor, I'm back to anchored. Alright, well, I think we're done. And sometimes, I just say, man, just Control, save it. I already got the name in memory, so Control V there. I can either hit OK or I can reach over with my finger and hit OK. But I do like restart markers because it helps people with, because these are really big images, it helps people with slow connections to be able to see it coming, kind of let it fill in, and we'll say OK, and it fills in. Now if I have a question about it, because like this one lined up pretty well, and I knew that I had like very little on the original one, on the super wide Hyper 3D, I like to make it big. There you go, who doesn't? And then I like to hit F, because F is going to say fit to screen, so it fits the whole thing to the screen here. And I'm going to cross my eyes and see what I got. You know, and it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great. You know, it's not like picture postcard stuff, but, you know, yeah, maybe every image is a good image to somebody. And that's how I do it. And then when you're done, make sure you get the file saved. If you don't, can you kill it? Say, hey, you want to throw this away? You say, no, cancel. I don't want to throw it away. Get rid of these guys. Get rid of these guys. And here's the one, the orphan, that never got used. Okay. Now it's out of 5 images. I got a hyper and a regular. And then let's move on to the next one. What do we got next? Oh, it looks like I only have choices of 2. There's only 2 images there, and there's 3, maybe 4 images. Let's just do a regular old 2. So I'm going to finish up with a 4. Now I'll drag these guys off into the Gimp. It has to be up here for some strange reason, or it won't open them both. I don't like opening like several versions of Gimp. Like by just saying open with Gimp when I'm down here, right clicking. Because that this way to do it, right click that and say open with Gimp, opens up a separate iteration of Gimp, and it tears you through memory, man. And suddenly the machine turns into a slow ox. I might as well restart. Okay, well I have 2 images. I'm going to try to determine which one of these I can see around better with which eye. This one seems that I can. Not much difference is what I see here. How about something far near, far near, far near, far. Near to far. Well, maybe if I got them on a line, it would help. Oh, I know how to check. Here we go. Here's a spot in the reflection. Well, that's a good way to teach you that one too, because spots in the reflection sometimes are better. So I think that I can see more of this with my